The new Legend 7 is coming to Brawlhalla, and the release date of this legend will be December 20th. So, these are the Legend's stats. Obviously, to me, personally, I think they're a little bit dog water. I'll be really honest with you, okay? I don't know, I don't really like the stats, but the stats basically are 7 strength, 8 defense, 3 dex, 4 speed. Queen nice stats pretty much. There's actually like barely any difference, but yeah. Overall, not the stats I prefer. I would have preferred like maybe 1 less attack or something, 1 to 2 less attack or some, or maybe even 1 less defense and added onto speed to make it a bit more of a faster legend. I just prefer average speed characters, but so I suppose I'm just a bit biased. But yeah, these are the character stats. So this is going to be NSIG, so this looks pretty interesting as a signature because it sort of does cover Cannon's weaknesses. Obviously it depends on the force, and we haven't seen like anything really in depth as far as this, like amongst the character. They haven't really tried anything. They've tried like basic things, and they haven't really gone in depth, which is understandable. We'll get a hold when I get a hold of it. I'll be able to test it, but the NSIG does look like a really good counter weakness for Cannon, because Cannon oftentimes struggles with covering that up right, and up left area, even with sidelight, because sidelight doesn't go that high, right? So could be really useful. And well, not only that, it could also work out of sidelight, like at the NSIG. You could probably go for sidelight NSIG as a string. As far as I'm aware anyway. I'm trying to think of the setup location. It just depends on how high the sidelight actually bumps them up, and then when the NSIG actually starts. But yeah, it should overall be quite a good move, to be honest with you. I'm expecting this character to have quite like low recovery on the SIGs to start off with anyway, so it should be fine. But yeah, on to the next SIG. So DSIG looks fairly interesting. It does have obviously like a charged version. It sort of does like stay in place, but the longer you charge it, the further you go up. It's a really interesting signature actually, and honestly, it's going to be really cool because you're actually in a way going to be able to edge guard with it. Like you can imagine being able to edge guard with that, right? In a way, I know it's not like the most ideal edge guard. It doesn't have the biggest hitbox, doesn't have like the best, but it sort of is like a something in front of you holding in place, and then you can release it anytime you want, and you have pretty low recovery on it as well, so you can kind of jump away. So it might not be too bad of a of an edge guarding tool, but on the other hand, it is gonna kind of suck off stage. What I think, like because of the character's stats, I feel like they should have done this to where they should have made the DSIG be like fully chargeable off of a GC. That way people can get like back to stage. It's a bit sad honestly, because like it has low speed, so it does kind of suck that we're not going to be able to use that Cannon DSIG, the fully charged version, to be able to like get back to stage or something. That would have been really cool mechanic for a slow character, but it's Brawlhalla devs, of course they wouldn't add something that cool. But yeah, overall looks like a pretty good signature. So yeah. So Side Sig actually has a fairly interesting mechanic to where off stage, like seen here, you can actually do a it like bounces off stage. Now this can be a really good utility sig. In a way, I don't think this is going to be the best, like, you know, something like Mako or something, because I don't know how far the GC recovery distance is on the side sig, so it's hard to tell, but it bounces back off the stage when it does hit. So as soon as it hits the stage, it sort of bounces off, which can be really good, because if the opponent's going for a ground pound or something, it'll bounce off and sort of avoid it. So it does have potential, but overall looks like a pretty good sig. Pretty good sig overall, you know what I mean? So I guess being onto the like the regular version of the SIG, now this looks like amazing. The reason the side SIG would be really good as a move, even just in general, is because think of something like Caspian side SIG. Except this looks longer distance, to be fair. Like, this looks even longer distance. So the reason this would be so good is because the cannon is sort of firing a projectile. So, and the projectile goes a far distance from the actual character. So the cannon, sort of like SIG or NSIG, you know, it's being thrown away from you, but you're still, your hurt box is not moving with the signature. Like Caspian Side SIG. You're throwing out a hitbox, but you're staying in place. Those type of disjointed hitboxes can be really, really good. Really good for like edge guarding and stuff like that. Well, not only that, just like general being pretty unpunishable, to be honest. Because if the opponent is the other side of that signature, it's going to be very difficult for them to punish that. Even with a bow D-light, it might be a struggle because the recovery time might be quite low. So this could be seen as a really, really good signature. And you can charge it. And it does have a lot of distance as well. Like when you use like dash and like use side sig, the distance is crazy. I don't think he'll have an activation hitbox though. Like, you know how you like run forward? I think it'll be like Magyar, where you're gonna sort of have to like release it to be able to hit someone. You know like what I'm talking about. So it's kind of, it's a hit or miss. This SIG could be really, really good, or it could have like really like high recovery and just like never hit anyone and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So in this clip, it's sort of pretty much showing every signature, but basically I'm going to explain what's actually happening here. When you use DSIG, you have something called a mode. You have two modes that you can switch between. So mode 1 would be for lightning attacks, which are faster and come out quicker, and obviously just have like lower frame data, but they don't kill as early. Then if you press DSIG and have your fire attachment, in fire, like obviously when you're in fire mode, the SIGs will do more damage. Okay, so technically you have like 9 signatures, basically. Also, just keep in mind that the fire ones actually go longer distance as well. And I think it has a bigger hitbox, and but it has worse frame data, so it's obviously not going to be as like quick coming out. It's going to be a little bit slower, but it does go further distances, and it does kill earlier. But it's just a really, really interesting mechanic that we've not seen on any other legend. My only gripe with it is the attachment on the spear itself, like the skin, it's just way too big. Like, it looks way too big. They need to, like, I think that just needs to be like smaller, in my opinion. I think on the spear itself, it's a little bit too big. It looks a bit janky, to be honest with you. It doesn't look good, and it's just stuck onto the spear, like with flat. It's like flat stuck onto the spear. If it was wrapped around the spear, I'd say fair enough, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just my only gripe, I suppose. But that's the one thing I don't like about it anyway. But like, the lightning version of the SIGs are just overall better, and also there is true combos out of the SIGs. So for example, if you're in lightning mode and you do a side SIG at low damage, you can actually do a side light true, or at least it looks true from what they've told us anyway. And also like D-Light NSIG with lightning version is going to be true, because obviously it comes out really quick. So it's sort of like Queen Nai, how she has like, you know, D-Light NSIG true. So could be really, really interesting. Very interesting character. Really cool signatures, and overall, I think it's going to be a positive. The only thing I do not like about this character is her stats. I hate Queen Nai stats. I love Queen Nai. I do not like Queen Nai stats, okay? I just don't. If she had like 1 to 2 more speed, then I'd say fair enough, but unfortunately she doesn't. So it's a little bit sad. Like, I would have traded like maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 defense for extra speed, you know what I mean? Balancing it out a little bit more. So, I just hope to God that, like, dex stance or something like that doesn't take out a speed like Queen Nai or something. I hope what you should be able to do is use dex, like remove 1 dex to get 1 extra speed. I think that's what they're probably going to do, but I don't know as of yet. Obviously we haven't seen it. But overall, really interesting character. I love the design. I can't wait to see the skins, to be honest with you. The skins look really, really nice. She's quite a bulky, tanky character anyway, but I just hope she doesn't feel too slow. So, yeah. but we'll see. Overall, looks like a fun legend. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, guys. Peace.